It's Hi, this
Okay.
is Lori from GLP1 Journey and Review. Today, we're going to be doing a video in my interview series where we talk to people about their weight loss journey. Today, we have with us Barb from Health at Any Cost. She's going to talk to us about her journey and what works for her. I want to remind everybody that we are not healthcare providers. We are talking about what works for us, and it is not meant as medical advice. If you find this useful at all, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Then go over to Barb's channel, which will be linked down below in the description, and like and subscribe to her channel. So, Barb, why don't you tell us a little something about yourself? Barb, you there?
Okay. Yeah, I hear you now. I couldn't hear you. I saw
Okay.
your mouth moving, but I didn't hear what you said.
Okay. Tell us a little something about yourself.
So go ahead and talk about myself.
Yes.
Okay, sure. My name is Barb Herrera, and I started GLP-1s in June of 2022. I weighed 405 pounds. I am 5'1", and was very, very sick with heart failure and chronic kidney disease, and my diabetes was terrible, and I was just very, very sick. And I was on Trulicity for about a year, and now I am on Manjaro and have been for almost 2 years. I am on 15 milligrams and have been on that for almost 2 years as well. And I'm
Hmm.
in maintenance now. I started maintenance mid December of 24, and now I am still on 15 milligrams and I weigh 125.
Perfect. That's great. So, like you were there at the basically the start of the GLP-1 medications. I'm sorry, what did you say your first medication was?
Trulicity.
Okay. What made you go on that?
Trulicity is not, it's a GLP-1 specifically for diabetes.
Uh-huh.
It's Oh, well, I was in the hospital after complications from COVID, and
Hmm.
I had oxygen on my face, and I had heart failure, and there were 4 cardiologists who were standing at the foot of my bed, and one stepped forward and said to me, "You will either change your life or you will live in a nursing home." And that's what did it. And I stopped eating Uber Eats that day. I called
Hmm.
my endocrinologist and asked what I could do medication wise to get off of insulin because I was on 2 insulins, and she put me on Trulicity. The fun thing about this is that I did not even know what a GLP-1 was until I started Manjaro a year later.
Hmm.
I do not watch commercial TV. I don't watch streaming TV. My YouTube is premium. I never see commercials. I never
Hmm.
I've still never seen the Ozempic commercial. Everyone sings it. I have no idea on Manjaro, and told me about going on it when we saw that she was losing weight. And so I called my endocrinologist again and said, "Can I go on Manjaro?" And she said, "Sure." Now, I had lost 100 pounds on Trulicity, and you're not
Hmm.
supposed to lose weight on Trulicity. It says, that you're not going to lose weight. And stopping fast food is part of what completely changed my life. Besides saving a whole lot of money.
Absolutely. So, how long did it take for you to see results?
Yeah.
How long was it before you started to see
I
results?
started losing within the first week on I started losing weight right away, very quickly,
Perfect.
because of the Uber Eats. I had been eating Uber Eats 2 times a day. I would order Uber Eats, and and not eating fast food made a big difference as well. So I lost a lot. I've lost total
Hmm.
now. Here we are 3 years later, and I weigh 125. And so I've lost 280 pounds in these 3 years.
Wow,
It's
that's
amazing.
terrific. So, did you find any big differences when you switched to Monjero?
Yes, it was wonderful because with Trulicity, first of all, I had the only side effect I had with Trulicity was diarrhea, and then moved to Manjaro and then started having constipation. But it wasn't too bad at all. I take care of that with fiber supplements and magnesium supplements. I do well. Eyes were dimmed a little bit with Trulicity, but it was gone. I don't even call it food noise. In my head, I call it
Mhm.
a food cacophony because it was so loud. I call it the food bully. It's like, come on, you can eat. Come on, go eat something. Go on, find it. Go look in the cupboard. Go look in the fridge. Go look at blah, 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 blah. And so it's like a big bully to me. And it's gone. And I love that. That's probably the best part of the whole thing is that the food bully is quiet.
Perfect. So do you use a particular injection site or do you rotate them or do you have a favorite?
Let's see here. When I started, because I was so big and I had a big giant, looked pregnant and had a giant belly, so I mostly did it in my stomach. Now I've been doing insulin for about 10, 12 years already anyway, so I knew how to do injections and doing
Mhm.
rotating sites and things like that. But I did it mostly in my stomach. I tried my arm, didn't like that a whole lot. It just didn't feel good. And then now, because I'm smaller, I have very, very little body fat. I have lots of muscle, but very little body fat. And now I have to, when I sit, I have a little tiny bit of what used to be a saddlebag on the side of my
Mhm.
thigh. And that's where I have to give the injection. I have absolutely no fat in my abdomen anymore. So I can't give myself any injections there. It's only in my thighs. So I go from one thigh to the other. Don't have fat in my arms either. I've got very, very thin arms. I've got
That's a
lots of
good thing.
skin down here. But yeah, it is a good thing. It is. I'd trade it any day, for sure.
So did you come off the insulin?
Yes, on the Trulicity, I went off the insulin. I started having low glucoses as as I had changed my diet. Then I started having low glucoses, hypoglycemia, and as I titrated up on the Trulicity, I went down on the insulin, and then eventually the insulin was completely removed. And within the first year of being on the Trulicity, the whole time on the Trulicity, it went down, 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 and before which was amazing. And that helps too because insulin makes people fat.
I didn't know
I don't
that.
know if people know that, but it makes people people gain weight on insulin all the time. Yep. So going off the insulin helped tremendously.
What about like cholesterol and all that? Did blood pressure, did all that go down also?
Oh, yes, everything went great. My diabetes, I started out with a hemoglobin A1C of 9.0,
Wow.
and in the last year and a half, it has been nowhere higher than 5.3. So it's right today it's 5.0. So it hovers between 5.0 and 5.3. and triglycerides are perfectly normal. The heart failure that I had is gone. The chronic kidney disease that I have is so much better than it was. The liver disease that I had is
Hmm.
gone. The sleep apnea is gone. The GERD is gone. Just amazing. And I can walk. That's probably the best part is that I can walk.
Absolutely.
I'm able to walk. Before I had to use a walker to even get to the bathroom. The bathroom was only 5 feet away, and it took me quite a while to get there. And then as I started walking without the walker, it took about 2 months for me to be able to get from my bed to do it without the walker. It took me 8 months to get from the front door to the mailbox and then back. And the mailbox is at the end of the driveway. So I did everything very slowly. I did what I could. When I started exercising, I lifted my arms. I had giant arms. When I could, I would lift my legs in the bed. And then when I was able to stand up and I knew I had to do weights. I knew that that was important. I didn't have money and I didn't have weight. So what I did was I lifted soup cans and I just lifted up the soup cans. And first I would do Campbell soup and then I would do, the Hungry Man soup. And then I started working with the dish detergent bottles. And then I moved to laundry soap and just did whatever it was that I could do. And now I'm able to walk 7 to 8 miles at one time without getting tired at all. I go to the gym every day. I lift weights every other day, and just my life is infinitely different.
That's terrific. I want to apologize to people. We have somewhat of a bad connection, but trust me, Barb is worth having a little bit of a bad connection. What does a day of food look like today for you?
I am very odd in that I never counted calories the whole time. I was traumatized by Weight Watchers, and as I was growing up, I started going to Weight Watchers at age 10, and it was so horrible. And then all my life, I'm 64, and all my life I've had to count calories. So I started this, and again, I was on Trulicity. I didn't know that I was losing weight because of medication. I thought just to Uber Eat. So why would I count calories? It's no big deal. Well, now I know everybody tends to count calories, but I did not. I just could not. Even when I learned that people do it and they're on the Manjaro and doing it just wasn't something I wanted to do. I also do not cook. I am a mom and was a mom who cooked all the time. And so now that I live alone, I don't cook. And I ate lean cuisine and I ate healthy choice. And then I'd supplement with extra chicken with maybe a little bit of barbecue sauce on it as a snack. And what else was there? Those were and then my protein drink. I do one of those or two of those a day. And they're Premier Protein. And I like the chocolate one a lot. But I only do that right before I go to the gym, and then sometimes right before I go to bed if I haven't had enough protein. But that's pretty much all I eat. Now I've added, because I'm in maintenance on the 15 milligrams of Manjaro, I've added granola and dried fruit to my yogurt, and that is wonderful. It's really, really good. I really like that a lot.
Have you had any fast food in the last few years, or just any at all, or just once in a blue moon, or?
I I well, I have had malignant melanoma since 2019. called CLL/SLL, which is
Hmm.
chronic lymphocytic lymphoma and or small lymphocytic lymphoma, sorry. So I was diagnosed with that about 5 weeks ago. And the day I was diagnosed, I found myself walking up to Wendy's at the end of the street, a mile and a half away, and I got a Frosty and a French fry. And it was like I was in a trance. It was very until after it was done. And I did a video about it. And I cried because I had not eaten fast food in 3 years. And it was scary. And then we went on the downsized cruise in the end of June, right when I was getting ready to face another surgery to remove a lymph node along with other cancer that needed to be removed. I've had 3 surgeries so far this year alone. I had one in March, one in April, one in July. 2 weeks ago tomorrow was the last one that I had. I had the lymph node removed and then cancer removed from here and on my arm as well. And I still have another surgery to remove a cancer here and do this one again. So I'm just a little stressed, but I never knew that I stress ate. That's not something that I ever thought I did. But on the downsized cruise the night before we left, I found myself in that trance place again night, and I ate 6 pieces of pizza. I don't think I had eaten 1 piece of pizza in all those 3 years. And so to stand there and eat 6, and it wasn't until the next morning when I woke up and like a siren went off in my head and said, "What did you do?" And I was so scared. And I talked to the other people on the downsized cruise. Some of the people were most of the people were so kind and so understanding. And I started learning that there are stress receptors that I don't have control over in my brain that trigger me to do those things that I used to do for a coping mechanism. And that was totally foreign to me. And my therapist said, "You were disassociating, is what you were doing." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So now, I mean, I've always meditated, but I'm meditating like crazy now, trying to stay in the moment and not be so stressed that my primal brain kicks in and makes me want to eat. But I did a video a couple of days ago about wanting to eat so much that I couldn't even move or drink so much that I would faint, pass out, because I was just so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. But I didn't do it. And I got through with the community. The GLP-1 community is absolutely amazing. And Lori, love having you here. You're so wonderful and so
Absolutely.
supportive. And so, yeah, I just don't think, I honestly don't think we could do this without each other. I think that it's so
Yeah,
important to have the support of all of us. Number one, because the community outside is so negative about GLP-1s. They're always, "Oh, you're doing it the easy way. Oh, you're cheating. Oh," and it's like, no, 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 no. I am treating a medical condition. I have the disease of obesity. Yes, there were triggers that kicked it in hard, eating what I call ultra formulated foods because it's not just processed, it's actually they create it so that it lights up everything in our brain to eat more and more and more. But I I think that we all need each other very, very much to be able to do
absolutely.
all this because there's so much pushback on the outside. So,
And I just want you to know that you have my total support, everybody on my channel, and I've seen you on other channels. They all support you. We all support each other, and we're all there for you, and we're all praying for you. And anything you need, you just let us know because we are a community.
We are, absolutely. You are absolutely correct. And it's not just me. I mean, I'm certainly not the only one. There are other people
Yeah.
that I've talked to that are on the meds that have cancer as well. And then I also reach out to people who are over 300, 400, 500 pounds all over the internet so that they know that they're not alone as well.
Right.
And because I felt so alone at that weight, and I've only talked to one other person who's lost as much as I have, and then just saw Jamie on the downsized, and he's lost
Hmm.
380, 360, something like that. So he's lost more than me as well. He started more than me, but that's okay. It's just amazing. And to lose so much weight, have so much skin, to have our not just our physical body change so much, but every aspect, from being able to wipe myself, to be able to take a shower in a normal shower. I would never have been able to go on the cruise at 400 pounds. I wouldn't have fit in the shower. I wouldn't have been able to
Hmm.
walk anywhere. I would have had to have rented a scooter. Just, my life is just so different. So I want other people who started at my size or bigger to know that there are answers, that there's help.
And I'm sure that being a more normal weight has helped with your cancer diagnosis and your treatments because it's taken away a lot of comorbidities that you did have.
Yeah,
So,
I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. S- So, um, how do we get the word out to these people
Uh-huh.
that, like you said, are 400, 500 pounds that this is available? And how do we make it more accessible?
Well, the accessibility is the sucky part, and I think we all know
It
that.
is.
Those of us on it are very blessed, lucky, or work very hard to get it. There are entire communities, entire segments of our population who have either no idea what it is or no idea how to acquire it. I try and offer different ideas and strategies and um, ways to start before you can afford the medication. I also help people to know how to access the medication. And then,
Mhm.
we've got the coupons and things like that. But when you're on Medicaid and you are on, I hate the word welfare, but when you're taking money or using money from the to feed your kids, how are you going to afford even $199 a
Right.
month? It's just absurd. So I'm going to tell you what has happened, what I'm watching happen. Because the medications are paid for people with diabetes, that people who qualify for Zepbound because of they just don't qualify it with their insurance or whatever, they're actually making themselves become diabetic so that it'll be paid for.
That's terrible.
And I think
Mhm.
that is incredibly sad that our culture pushes people to do something so dramatic to be able to get health care. So So yeah, I mean, this is a whole discussion on its own, and Downsize talks about it all the time. And we need to get rid of the pharmacy benefit managers and all of that. So yeah, it's a big conspiracy with insurance companies and the pharmacy benefits
It is.
manager. But yeah, we need to do something. People who need the medication most, the different and my entire family has diabetes, and the number of people with diabetes. And so even the ones who are on diabetes who could get it paid for, because I'm in Florida and Medicaid pays for Manjaro for diabetics, they don't even know about it. They don't even have any idea that that's an option for them. So somehow we need to get the word out. So I blab all over the place. I talk about it as much as I can.
Me too. So, do you take any medication at all for your diabetes anymore?
Manjaro.
That's
Just
the only one?
Manjaro. That's
So,
it.
are you afraid that they're gonna, not pay for it because you're not on any other, diabetes medication?
Have diabetes forever, it only goes in remission.
Okay,
So even though my hemoglobin A1C is down to a 5, it's just considered remission. I will always have diabetes forever and ever and ever. I'm almost on Medicare. Medicare pays for it for diabetics as well. So forever from now until the end of time for me, I will be able to get Manjaro for my diabetes.
perfect. So
I'm
what do you
very
think of the new
lucky and very
medications?
blessed, and I
Absolutely.
understand that and appreciate it.
What do you think of the new medications that are gonna be coming out in the next year, year and a half?
I
The
do. I'm a
retatrutide.
research nerd, and I do a lot of right. The retatrutide is going to it's going to be reserved for people over 300 pounds. I'm pretty sure because it's so much stronger than even Manjaro. So it'll be for people from 300 on up because it's so powerful. And then the orforglipron, I that may actually be something for me in maintenance, so I don't have to take the shot. But to
I
be able
agree.
to be in maintenance taking a pill would not be a bad thing. But it's interesting, Lori, that you talk about the medications in the next year. In the next 10 years, we will have dozens of new medications to choose
Mhm,
from. And that's going to lower
absolutely.
all the prices. It's going to make things easier. They're also working because some people are non-responders to even the two medications we have now, the semaglutide and the tirzepatide, and they're non-responders, but they may be responders to the retatrutide. They may be responders to ones that come after that as well. But within 10 years, the scientists say that we will have a blood test to give everybody who needs a GLP-1 or alternative medication for diabetes or obesity
Mhm,
that will tell the exact DNA that will fit the key in the hole of the medication that will work for them. We won't have to do this hit and miss thing of, oh, well, the semaglutide didn't work. Why is the tirzepatide? Should we try that? Yeah, that's going to work. Oh, no, tirzepatide doesn't either, because there are 15% of people who take any of the GLP-1s are considered non-responders. If you don't lose 5% of your starting weight within 3 months, you're considered a non-responder. And so continuing to try and ramp up the dosages and try and do everything that you can. It's genetics. It has nothing to do with the person. So I'm I try so hard to encourage people to hang on just a little bit longer, that hopefully within the next 2 or 3 years, we will have a plethora of choices for people to have.
So I'm looking forward to the orforglipron because I'm on maintenance also, and to me, a pill every day might be easier. Not that the shot's hard. I just I'm hoping for a more even week.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't have any problem with my Manjaro. I am so stable and so constant. It doesn't, I have no ups and downs. I don't do anything like that. I'm very, very lucky. The only side effect I've ever had with Manjaro has been the constipation, and I take care of that easily. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, I've
yeah.
never had nausea. And then the weird thing is because I was on the true, go ahead.
Mm, finish up.
What were you going to say? Oh,
Uh,
that because I was on the Trulicity and I was on the highest dose of Trulicity for almost a year, then when I was moved to Manjaro, I started at 10 milligrams and I went
wow,
from 10 to 12.5 to 15 and have remained on 15 and still never had any side effects. So
that's great.
I
I've
was
been
very
lucky. I
lucky.
haven't had any. I haven't had any side effects, so I consider that very lucky. I think I've been on it for a year and 8 months. I think I've had diarrhea
Yay!
once and constipation once. I don't even know if I could blame that on the medication because I think in a year and 8 months, that's not that uncommon of a thing. Um, my thing is like day 6 to day 7, I am a
Right,
little bit more
right.
hungry, but I haven't gained weight. So I guess, it's kind of more of a mind
Uh-huh.
thing than an actual, eating thing because, I try to eat the same way. May have a little bit more protein that day.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what you should do, and that's fantastic that you've found a way to maneuver with those couple of days. That's really good.
What do you think about people splitting their dose?
I don't split my dose. I think that how I say it a lot of times is you do you. If you feel comfortable doing it, sorry.
Mm,
If you feel comfortable doing it and safe and you know what you're doing, then you do you. But I think that splitting doses and then also the microdosing, and microdosing
mhm,
is not splitting. Microdosing
yeah,
is going, taking the lowest dose and going 1/10 of what that dose is or lower. But I think microdosing and splitting doses is a bit trendy at the moment. And I don't know how long that's going to last. We'll see. It may just become what it is, and or it may just turn into nothing. And people say, because what I see is people keep trying to stay on the lowest dose, even when they get hungry, even when they stop losing weight, even when they are snacking, even when they're doing all the things that the medications stop us from doing because they're trying to white knuckle those lower doses. And I've come to say there's no prize for staying on lower doses, and there's no punishment for going up on a dose. And people are like, well, if I hit the ceiling, if I go to 15, then where do I go from there? Well, I've been on 15 for 2 years and I'm doing just fine. Now, I'm sure there are people that aren't going to do great, but there are several of us who are on 15 and have been in maintenance for a long time, one shot a week. I don't spread them out. I don't want to lower the dose. I tried and it was awful. I went down to 12.5 for a week month, and it was awful. And so I just went right back up to 15, and now I'm balanced again. I just feel normal, and that's what it feels like to me.
So did drinking play any part in your weight loss? You know, not drinking.
Yeah, I was in so much physical pain as a person 400 pounds that I would drink, it's embarrassing to say, but I drank 3 bottles of amaretto a week. And one bottle of amaretto has 60 teaspoons of sugar in it
Wow.
and like a billion calories for a shot. So here I am drinking all this amaretto for a long time. And then when I started the Trulicity, I just stopped. And then with Manjaro, I tasted a glass of wine. It was horrible. It was awful. I tried amaretto one time and it tasted like mud. So no, and I didn't. When I was on the cruise, I had one glass of wine one night, second night, and third night. But it was a small glass of wine, and it was quality. It was a celebration. It was fun that I was with all these people that I love, and that was it. But I didn't eat except for the pizza. But I didn't eat like
That's great.
crazy on the cruise at all. I left weighing 128. I left weighing 128 and came home weighing 128. I was
That's
very
great.
proud of myself.
Man. Yeah, I usually gain 2, 3 pounds on a vacation. You know, I have to admit that, but I give myself grace because it's a lifestyle, and for me, like you know, you have to be bad once in a while. Yeah, but you get right back on it the next day, and
Oh, I think that's great. Mhm. Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
it is a
Yep.
lifestyle.
Anything else? What other questions? Yep,
So
definitely. I tell people because Christopher,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
Go ahead now. Tell me about Christopher.
Well,
Give me the dish.
Christopher, okay. Chris, yeah. Christopher, Christopher on the downsized always says, take your shot. That's the number one rule of being on a GLP-1 is take your shot. Well, I've added to that, take your shot and live your life. Instead of being wrapped up in counting calories, counting macronutrients, counting grams of protein until you're blind, until nothing else is able to be accomplished in your day. Live your life. This is our life now. And it's not a diet. And that's one of the things I have to explain to a lot of people is this is not a diet. These medications are not to take until you lose weight and then jump off and go off and eat like you used to before. That's why you gain. So, yeah, take your shot and live your life.
So what do you say to people that do use the medication just to lose that 10, 12 pounds, go off of it, and then when they have to do it, go back on it? I know my opinion has changed. I used to be very against it, but when I've learned all the other health benefits, and since it is available, I figure, you know, hey, why not?
Hmm. Yeah, I do not judge people for taking it, whether they take it for diabetes or whether they take it for weight gain in perimenopause or need it for inflammation issues. I don't ever judge anybody about how much they need. I don't agree with that at all. Just like all kinds of medications are off label for everything from those things started with other illnesses, and then we
Hmm.
found out that they did other things. So, yeah, I think that we're learning. And the other part of that is that prevention is so valid. It's so important to allow for prevention so that they don't have to get diabetes to get the medication. It'd be nicer if we just stayed healthy, wouldn't it?
It would. And I heard something very interesting about that. They're saying that people on GLP-1s have a 10% better chances of living than people that are not on it. Less chance of dying. I'm like, well, that's kind of a weird statistic, but what the heck? It seems to be doing everything else.
Yep, yep, yep. All cause of dying. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Exactly. It's amazing. My life is so
It is.
different. I have 5 grandbabies, and they didn't know me before I was on the medication. And at the end of last year, I jumped on a trampoline with 2 of my grandbabies. And
That's
in
great.
my entire existence on the earth, I would never have thought I'd be on a trampoline. It was amazing. It was amazing. I haven't been this weight since I was in elementary school. So
Wow.
it's foreign to me. It's very odd. I look at myself even here in the camera, and I'm like, "Who are you? I don't know quite who you are right now." It's very different. It's a very
So,
woo-woo thing in our head,
so
my head.
what did you what did you do on days of your weight loss journey that you really struggled? What motivated you to keep going?
Well, this isn't gonna sound good, but I didn't really struggle because
That's good.
when I and I'll explain just in this little ditty here. A lot of people have a really hard time exercising. I call it moving your body. And I was so immobilized by my fat for so long that when I hear people talk about, oh, I have to go for a walk, I have to do this, I have to do that, I say, I walk because I can. Okay. And I do not take, I'm going to cry, I do not take one step for granted. So the entire 3 years until this second cancer diagnosis has been just gloriously amazing for me. Just move my body in a certain way. I can dance. I went on the cruise and I danced for the first time in probably 50 years since I was a kid. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. So I'm just learning. And people are like, well, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Are you going to go bungee jumping? Are you going to? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to climb a mountain. No, I'm not going to go bungee jumping. I can't run because I've got knee issues from being so big and spine issues and things like that. But I don't know what all I want to do, but I know I want to do a lot of stuff and I'm having a good time getting there. Cancer kind of slows things down, but you know what? I don't care. I'm going to keep going anyway. I went on that cruise. That was my first cruise and it was lots of fun.
That's great. I saw pictures and it looked like a great time.
You have to come next year. Next June,
We're
we're going to
planning on
go
it. We're
again.
planning on it.
So you
Yeah,
have to come.
we're
It'll be
planning on
lots
it.
of fun.
We're planning on it, and we're planning on going to the meet and greet in Orlando. Hopefully, you'll be able to make it there, because that would be just as exciting.
I hope so too. We'll get to hug. We'll get to hug. I
Absolutely.
love that. That's awesome. That's so
Here's a
good,
virtual
Lori. I
hug in the
didn't know that.
meantime.
Where are you? Yes, there you go.
I'm in Delray
Exactly.
Beach, so
Exactly.
yeah. So for us, it's just a 2 hour, a little over 2 hour drive up there.
You're
So
where?
we made reservation. Delray Beach,
Oh,
West
okay.
Palm Beach.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Yep, I
So
know where it
it's
is.
not far.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. That's so cool. Well, no,
So
not far at
what
all.
is your best
Well, I
advice
can't wait to
for
meet you.
people?
That'll be good. Yeah,
Absolutely,
I
that'll
may
be
have
great.
just had surgery again, so
Well, hopefully, we could hope. If not, like I said, we're just a
what's my
couple
best
hours away. We
advice?
can make it another time for people just starting the
Yep,
medication.
yeah, yep. Advantage of what the medication does for you. I'm honeymoon period on the medication. The first 6 to 12 months is the honeymoon period, and take advantage of every single aspect from being full faster to not being hungry to having the digestion slow down. If you eat things that make you nauseous, don't eat those things. If you are having a hard time with fatigue, make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're eating enough protein. Do the things you know, because we've been dieting our whole entire lives. We know how to do this. So if we take it from a dieting mindset and say, okay, well, now I've got a huge support system in this medication that I'm on, and so much easier. So utilize every tool that you possibly can that you know from experience, and then also use the medication as that other big giant shovel of help. So
Well, I want to thank you for your time. You've been very gracious at giving to us and sharing your story with us. Again, I want everybody to check out Barb's channel, Health at Any Cost. It'll be linked down below in the description. And uh, please like and subscribe her channel, my channel. And if you're taking the medication, be aware there's a huge support system out there, and we're all in this together.
absolutely. Lori, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here and taking care of your community as well. Thank you.
Thank you.